Welcome here everybody, Tim the Blacksmith. So we're jumping back into this forge build. I think we're gonna wrap it up today. So we've gotten a couple things done since I last updated you. Martin's got this welded up on the back here. And then we also were able to get the hole in the top, so things are really coming along. So what's left to do is we got to seal up the nozzle that the air comes through so the water doesn't leak out. And then we're gonna mount the fan and that whole system on the back. And then we're gonna fill this up with the sand to get this ready to go. And then hopefully we can check this one off the list. Let's jump in and get this thing done. Here we go. This is the bracket. It looks so sweet mounted up. And then this is the fan. I'll just grab it here. And these V blocks here, I guess they're not really V blocks, but these blocks are made up to hold the fan. So it'll slide in here. We are actually going to put a gasket underneath it, and then that'll get clamped down there. And then the air will come to the back here. So this is not my dream blower for this forge, but I have this one, so we're going to use it for now. I'd like to get something similar to this, but with a motor on it, and then we'll probably stick it underneath. We'll get this mounted up here, and then we'll get on to the next thing. Okay, so this is a gasket out of cork. That's going to sit in here like this. And then I'm going to bring in the fan. We'll see how this all works out. I have to kind of mess a little around. Okay, just got it all snugged up. Beveled that a little bit so that's nicer. Thing's super solid now. So now we're just going to, does it actually blow any air? Need some oil in there, that's for sure. Okay, I got some 30 weight here, non-detergent. Gonna try that. Do I have a funnel? All right, I'm excited to get that hooked up. Okay, so I'm gonna seal this off. This is where the nozzle sits on. And I got this instant gasket stuff. It was at a toolbox in an auction. And I have no idea if it's good, but I'm hoping so. It's rated for 500 degrees Fahrenheit, so it should be good. If it's good, you know? Ooh. Oh, okay. That's the coolest sound ever. Let's see if that's the trick. It's actually pretty thick. Should have done the inside first. I was not thinking. All right, here we go. Okay, so we just got it all set up here, and these are all just slightly tightened down to let that silicone or form a gasket sort of set up, and then we'll do the final torque down. And then this should be good to assemble, which is just fantastic. Just cleaning all this junk off. Man, that stuff gets everywhere. Nasty. Oh, my oil's leaking out from the fan. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's probably no gasket in here. Oh, well, stink. That sucks. That's probably why there was no oil in it, hey? Ah, more problems. What do you do, right? Okay, that'll be like that. So if I was Tim, which I am, where would I put the big wrench? Here it is. Not gonna be enough, is it? That is a little bit hokey, but it'll get us through for now, till we get this better set up. It's like you spent all this time and effort on this whole forge, and then you're like, the most important part, you just cheap out. Mennonite boys. Crazy. Oh! I feel like if I put my lips on that thing, I could blow harder than that fan does. I'd say it sucks, but that'd be too punny, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. If we're leaving the fan for now, I think I'm gonna like totally need a new fan that doesn't even blow half as much air as I was hoping. Anyways, we're gonna finish up with some bricks here just to close this area up. It's really silly to be using fire bricks, period. I just have them because they're cracked and might as well just use them, but it's completely ridiculous. You wouldn't need any fire bricks in here. You could fill it up all with sand or build even a steel thing and put the sand. It's just to keep the weight down a little bit. So we'll build this like this, and then we'll put the bricks on top and then just stop here, and then the rest will be sand, and then it's easy adjustable. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and now we're gonna get some sand and put it all in here. It's like I should have made the whole forge like just this big. This is all like just extra. Don't know why I did that. What were you thinking, Tim? You weren't. No, I was. That's the way it's supposed to look. Okay, Martin's got sand. Look at this. This is sand from Martin's sandbox. He's changing it out. But hey, Martin, before we put any of this sand in, can you guarantee me no cats have been in your sandbox?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I'm not finding anything in here. Yeah, but we've got the sand in it, and we can put more sand in. I guess I'm not quite sure, should we have more sand and build the pile around it like this? Or just load this all up with coke and then it will work itself out, So, but it looks awesome. What a cool thing. I can't wait to start working in it now. It's awesome. Totally disappointed with this fan. It doesn't work that good. I don't know if it doesn't work that good or I'm asking it to do something it's not made to. I think it's made for a bottom blast forge, so it would just have a bigger pipe that would come in. And this is quite a bit smaller, so I don't know. So that's not great. But besides that, this thing's ready to go. I just got to get some coke or coal, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Right, got all the missing parts to get this forge together. It's like Christmas right now. Check this out. Okay, wait. Oh man. I've got some ducting. I've got a gas tank, which is not related to the forge. I got 100 pounds of coke. And, let's put this down here. And the most exciting part ever, the blower. This is awesome. I'm gonna bring it in and we'll show you what's going on. Oh, okay. Okay, it is so coincidental that I was able to find this right when we're doing the forge build because I've been keeping my eye open for one of these for a long time. This is the absolute perfect blower for this forge. I love it that it's Canadian Blower and Forge Company, Kitchener, Ontario. So made in Canada, love it. And just could perfection look any better than this rusty blower? No. It's even got an air adjusting air gate on it, which is exactly what we need. So we're gonna hook that up. Let's plug this thing in. This is a little sketchy here. We're gonna need to do some reworking on the cable, but plug it in here. Listen to that baby go. That is so good. So that's turned off, and that's open. It's like 1,000 times better than that other fan we had on there for amount of air. So I'm just gonna spend some time thinking about how I wanna mount it up to actually the forge, if I'm gonna put it underneath, on the side, or right on the back. And, oh, I gotta show you this too. The pieces of the puzzle are seriously coming together since we last talked. I gotta pull this over so you can see it. Okay, so this is the big brother to this one. This is the coolest setup. It's gonna be this one underneath, and then we're gonna put this one on top to take the air out of the shop. And so it's like the dual setup here. We're ready to rock and roll. I had to put this motor, I did that yesterday, I put this motor on because the motor didn't work, so I had to modify it a little bit, but overall, it's pretty good. So we should plug this one in too. I don't know, I guess kind of hard to show what's going on camera, but wiring stuff's got to be redone, but. That is so sweet. So that's for the top of the forge, this is for the bottom. We got some serious airflow here. Is it weird that these things make me so happy? I'm just so happy right now. This is so awesome. This is gonna look so good. So a whole bunch of things have changed since we last talked. So I was thinking it over, and I wasn't really happy with how we had done the bricks and everything on the front. So what I decided would be really handy is if instead of just wasting that space, we set it up with a small water tank, sort of a quench tank. So that will be, if you're using coal, the water is sometimes nice for fire maintenance, and then also just for cooling, quenching, tongs, all that good stuff. So we've made this tank right up here, which has turned out really great. Got a little bit of a tipped edge on it just to keep the coal or coke from falling into here. It's actually a sleeve though, so there is a bar behind it. So we can just, did you hear that? Is that a frog? What is that? Could you hear that on the audio? What is that thing? Sounds like a honker-tonker of a toad. Okay, anyways, so the tank can just come out. In case we ever have a big piece of steel in here and we don't want this edge here, that can come out with the tank and then it'll just fly flat. So that's kind of what's going on here. What we did is after we took the bricks out, we just decided to fill this all up with sand. No point in having the bricks in there really. So that's packed down, ready to go. Nothing really crazy on that perspective. We'll tweak it as we go, you know. If I need to put more sand in there, I'm just gonna do that or not. And we spent quite a bit of time working with the exhaust fan on the top. So this is the T, and the fan will be here, and then this will be coming from the hood, and then this will be the exhaust. So we're gonna try that and see how it goes. So I just gotta, everything's ready to go. We just gotta do the final mount and fit up on that. And then if we come to the back here, we've got the fan mounted up, made up this little cone and set up here to get it to plumb in, and it works really great. Hokey-tokey little bit of a bracket there, but it'll do the job. I got a throttle cable, and I was hoping that this would move the air gate. And it kind of does, but it's not as good as I'd like it to be. So I'm gonna have to get either a better cable, or we're gonna make up just a mechanical linkage system to move the air gate to stop, just so it works better. Okay, so it's next day, and we're gonna move this now over here, but I gotta move the upsetter first. I made a video on when I got it. I still haven't done any work really to it at this point, but I'm gonna move it for right now from here, put it right here, and then the forge is going right here. These bins here are definitely not gonna work there, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I have a plan for that, but that'll be future. So it's gonna be a little bit weird to have the forge there and really close to the bins, but just know that's not the finished place for those. So that, right here. Here we go. So we pretty much got it in here, but I'm just trying to figure out how I feel about all this gap in the back here. Like, quite a bit. I didn't want to have the fan not pointing directly in the back because I didn't want to lose any of the force. But we did play with that size of hose, that one there, flexible one. And it really wasn't a massive amount of loss. So I'm like, it could probably work. If we did that, then we could tuck the forge in really close. Just thinking about it, you know? Okay. Okay, so unfortunately, going backwards more than I'm going forward here, but I just cut the bracket off the back of the forge. So this is slid in all the way now. And then I'm gonna remount this fan, either gonna be underneath the forge or on the side. I'm gonna think that through a little bit and figure out what makes the most sense. Once this is mounted, I just gotta put the exhaust on it, cut a hole in the side of the shop. Should be pretty simple there. And then this thing's ready to rock and roll. So I was really hoping to wrap this whole entire forge up in this episode, but just with the amount of time that we have, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So we're gonna have to pick it up in another part. We got some other projects that are just pushing that we have to get into right now, which are super exciting. So would love it if you would subscribe, hit the bell notification, because these ones are gonna be our biggest projects yet for YouTube. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So really not too much left on this. So we'll get it finished up pretty soon here and get using it. I know you want to see it being used. I want to see it being used. So that's where we're going to end it today. Again, just really appreciate you watching and coming along. But for now, we're going to sign off, and thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.